Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TC Plus show. My name is Tyler, and that right over there is Corey.
I'm Corey, yeah.
Yes, sir. And we have for the first time ever, a guest on. What's your name?
Donovan.
Donovan. Lovely.
Can you insert like a loud clap?
Oh, yeah, clap noise.
Yeah.
Or we could just do it ourselves. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to start you off here with a couple questions, Donovan. Because we need people to know you deeply.
Alrighty.
I'll ask one question, then hopefully Corey's supposed to have a question.
Got one.
And then I'll ask a third question. But then we also got a book of questions that we're also going to use too.
So many questions.
So many questions, man. So many questions. All right. So Donovan,
Yes.
what is your favorite way to spend a day off?
Working on my car.
Okay. Big car guy. So what kind of car are you working on, actually? Tell the people.
I'm currently working on a 1985 Toyota MR2 Mark One.
Nice.
Yeah.
Corey, is that a good car? You know cars better than I do.
I've heard of it. I don't know a ton about them.
Okay.
But my question to that was, what are you like? You're like, what's the car? I'm like, what kind of work are you doing?
Everything. Bodywork, paint, interior, sound system. To do some engine work. I'm currently doing the radiators, the brakes. Everything,
Wow.
really.
Wow.
The dream is, from what you said, is once this thing's all finished, we're going to make a little car video, a little car edit.
Oh, maybe at some point.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm
Be a good
hoping
time.
to have it ready for the summer.
For sure. All right, Corey. What's your question for Donovan there? What do you
Well,
got?
it includes both of you.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
brother.
Okay.
I'm like, I got like lots of questions about your relationship.
You're
Okay, all right.
defining it, huh?
And I didn't know what's a good one, so maybe you can pick whatever you think's the best or the funniest. Is like, what? Maybe it's how you and Tyler met, or maybe it's just like a funny story about like interaction you've had with Tyler.
Actually, okay, you're answering that one, so you could
I don't know what
do
to
it.
answer to either of those, really.
Or just whatever. Whatever.
I
It's
say-
even just, do you remember how you met?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we,
easy.
We can talk about how we met. You
I
talk
say.
about how we met. You give your side of the
All
story.
right. When I moved up here like 4 years ago now,
It's been a while.
about like 6 months after that, met a random nerd as part of a film group, and we didn't really talk much.
Not at all, actually.
I think we said hello and just continued our lives
Yeah.
in peace. And then I don't know, kept on meeting each other randomly.
Well, yeah, pretty much. It was just the film group, and on filming stuff, he would sometimes show up. And from what I remember is I didn't like him very much
That's probably
at the
true.
time, or like I was. Well, that's a bit harsh, you know. I was wary of him. Would be a good way of saying it.
So why were you wary?
I don't know. I actually don't know. It was just something about him. Some vibe I got from the lad, and I just wasn't a fan of. But you know what? I was wrong. I'll admit it. I was wrong. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Are you saying I have an ugly cover?
Yeah, you got it. Something like that.
A wary cover.
If I remember correctly, you also didn't love me very much either at the time.
I don't know. I didn't really know you. You were just a
okay.
random guy with a camera.
Yeah, that's fair. So we met. We didn't talk to each other for a while.
And then you started showing up to the house like
Yeah.
every other day.
Yeah, and then I kind of half moved into your house, and that
Yeah.
was great.
I mean, it wasn't my house, but
Well, yeah,
we
the
both
house
half moved into
you're
another
living in.
friend's house.
Exactly. All right. Third question: what is your most prized possession and why? And now this kind of could tie into the first question that I asked. Maybe the car is your most prized, but what do you got?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's a weird one. I don't really have a lot of stuff. I think I could fit everything in my car still. My most prized possession, at least for many years, was my guitar.
Okay.
I'd probably... So we'll go with that.
Okay, because Corey's been getting into guitar himself.
Messing around a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You should hear Corey sing and play the guitar at the same time.
Well,
It's
that-
pretty
that would be-
legendary.
That'd be
Maybe
fascinating.
we can do that afterwards.
Maybe we can add that to the end of the podcast there.
I don't know if he
Outro
wants
by
to do
Corey.
that. He doesn't want to do that. But we could. He can maybe sing you a ballad afterwards.
But yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to 3,000 Questions book. It's a pretty legendary book of Corey's here. So pretty much how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna fan through it. You tell me when to stop, and then from there I will stab my finger at a random question on the page. You get 2 skips. So you get a total of 3 question options.
Sure. So
All
I
right.
only have to answer one question? Or
You only have to answer one, but if one's just dumb, you can skip it.
Sounds good.
But then at the end of the day, you have to answer one of those 3, or you can answer one before. Whatever. All right.
Yeah. Stop.
It was more like back here.
Now it looks like you're just stacking the questions, Tyler.
I'm stacking the questions. If you were designing a haunted house, what is the main scary thing you would have?
Ooh.
You don't have to answer that one, but
I don't know. That's a weird question. Let's move on to the next. Stop.
Okay. All right. Oh, shoot, I'm not looking. What is your favorite musical instrument beginning with the letter H?
Harmonica.
That was a great question. Welcome to Book of 3,000 Questions. That was great. Thank you.
Fair
All
enough.
right. All right. It's time to get on to the main attraction, which is you and your wonderful idea that you would like to propose, I guess.
No.
No?
I just had a thought.
Thought. Okay. Yeah.
A question for you and Corey.
A question.
Well, it's more. It's a question and an idea.
Okay.
If right now, let's say you were in a plane crash. I like planes, so I think of plane crash. You're in a plane crash, and you're in the wilderness, and you have nothing. Like, you don't get anything off the plane; it all burns up or something. I don't know. You jump out with a parachute.
Yeah.
Parachute falls off.
So you have
and
a
you land
parachute.
in the water.
The parachute disintegrates, so you
Yes.
don't even have that.
Exactly. How long do you think you could comfortably survive? And would you be able to enjoy that? Just because we live in a world where we're so dependent on everything,
I like this way of thinking.
right?
Yeah.
So it's always been a question of mine. Is if I just took a canoe and went up to Algonquin or something, and took a bag of salt for comfort mostly,
He loves salt.
because I love salt.
Weird amounts. Probably unhealthy amounts, but
Not as much as pepper, but close
No.
enough. Then how long would I be able to survive, and would I be able to be comfortable?
Tyler.
you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Anyone who knows me well knows that I'm not very good at the whole wilderness survival type thing and would laugh at me. So the truth is, I'd probably, maybe there is such a thing as just being able to adapt to that lifestyle. And just because of survival, you need to be able to do it, and you force yourself to be able to survive. But I feel like I'm not very knowledgeable, so I'd probably eat a poison berry somewhere along the line, or I would get I would probably break my leg, and I have no idea how to fix a broken leg or even make a splint. Come on now.
Have you never taken first aid?
No, not at all. Not even once.
Wow.
So
Concerning.
I feel like somewhere along the line, I would make a grave mistake, and there would just be no coming back from it. So I'd like to say I could probably live about a month. And then after that, something would go horribly wrong, and my days would be numbered.
What's your first day looking like?
First day, I'm hopping out of the plane. I'm freaking out and thinking, oh no, where's the Xbox? No, I'm kidding. Anyways, dude, probably looking for trying to collect twigs for shelter, logs. I don't know, trying to find some sort of shelter for sure. I don't know how to make a fire out of just wood. I can't start a fire with just branches. Can any of you guys do that?
50-50.
You think you could eventually?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
done it.
All right.
It's just hard.
Yeah. But anyways, I have no idea how to do that. I know you rub them together, but I'm sure there's a technique to it.
No, not
There's
like
a lot
not
more
like
to
that.
That's wrong immediately. Yeah. I'm looking for shelter. I'm not going to make a fire because I don't know how, which is an issue.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to learn that before I go and have a plane crash. But yeah, and then after that, it all comes down to being able to catch food, which I'm also not knowledgeable about. And I don't have a gun, so that's a get out of jail free card, but I don't know, man. I'm lost. Pretty screwed.
Yeah. So I'm curious where your mind's all been on it.
Oh, I think I could live in peace. Probably not in prosperity, but in peace.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Your priorities are shelter and food. So, you crash. tear down some branches, make yourself a shelter, because the biggest killer is cold, apparently. So cold first. So, you're going to want to get some shelter from the wet and the cold. And then we live in Canada, so there's lots of ways to make string with twines or twigs and pine needles and stuff. And then I would try to fish. That'd probably be my main source of food. You have a lot of fish. They're easy to catch. That and snares. Go for the smaller animals.
Do you know how to make a snare?
Yes.
Okay.
I have caught my share of little animals in my life.
Bet you have.
I think I just go for like the simple that, and then eventually, I don't know, there's a book I read once that was really interesting on that, but then I guess eventually like go for bigger prey, dig a hole, put branches over it, try to catch a deer or something. But that would be more like, the 6-month plan.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But on the short term, I think if you have a fire and shelter, and like Canada has a good supply of food, you would last at least till the winter easily.
The winter would definitely be a struggle.
And then the winter would get a lot more questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like build a log cabin?
Not for a long time, because it's going to be really hard to cut down trees.
Right.
But
Right.
with fire, you could try. Well, see, I would probably try to survive long enough that I can build a burned out dugout canoe, and then as close to whichever lake is closest, because Canada's got many of them, and try to make it downstream, because eventually you'll hit one of the Great Lakes or the ocean.
And from there, well, Bob's your uncle. Yeah.
I don't know. I have a couple friends. I'm trying to get them to do it this summer or next summer.
To survive indefinitely?
No, plan like a 2-week trip.
Yeah.
And just take canoes and maybe give people slight essentials, just because, no point in dying. But
Yeah.
But not truly trying to survive with the basics.
So, Corey, how long are you
Me.
surviving there? You've been asking us, but...
So here's a fun fact about me.
Mhm.
As a type 1 diabetic, I'm dead probably within weeks.
Right. So let's ignore the diabetic part, all right? So you have...
There happens to fall a case of insulin.
Yes, exactly.
So
You had a box of pills in your pocket.
yeah. Oh boy. See, like my mind generally goes a little more to the like I have my bug out pack maybe. Like so,
Okay.
like something goes bad, but I still have, maybe a saw and like a knife and some of the real essential
Yeah.
stuff.
Flint and steel.
Things becomes easier then, if that's the case.
And like that's generally how I
Mhm.
like think about survival. And like I'd have a gun with me,
Oh,
I could-
really? Okay, you're
Yeah.
getting all this stuff.
Yeah, more like a apocalypse type. You escape
Yes.
into the wilderness scenario.
I didn't know I get all this stuff. I'm traveling like a little bit longer than a month.
I'm thinking more like a plane crash, where the plane burns.
and
you
and
have-
that's what I'm seeing, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's
like truly, like if you were dropped into, I don't know, medieval times in northern Canada, what would you do?
yeah. But yeah, the same thing. Like I'd be trying to create some sort of shelter, try to make a fire somehow. From some of the stuff that I've watched, it's more like you kind of like make some shavings if you can, and then have like a little upright stick in like the hollow of a
Yeah.
thing, and then you basically get a little ember going in there, and then you put it into your shavings, and you get a little bigger fire, and you keep like putting bigger and bigger stuff on, and eventually hopefully you get a fire. Ideally, you'd have string,
Mm-hmm.
because like that's how you can really get your friction going.
Yeah.
But we don't have parachutes. We don't got nothing. Like
Have you ever read Mysterious Island?
I have not.
It's Jules Verne. You probably may be familiar with the author.
He's never heard of him in his life.
So Jules Verne, French writer, really, really old. He's basically the inventor of modern sci-fi.
Okay.
So his books like Around the World in 80 Days and all these books are really famous because the concepts are concepts that basically explained a lot of the modern sci-fi, and a lot of his stories that were sci-fi are now real. Like submarines that can go around the world nonstop and things like that. Anyways, Mysterious Island is basically like Robinson Crusoe, but with none of the stuff.
Nice.
It's just 6 guys get dropped off on an island with nothing, and they just have to
Yeah.
adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
And they build like a full civilization basically before this island sinks. Long story short,
I wonder if I've heard
it's
about
actually a really
that
good book.
but
Anyways, that's what sparked the idea back when
Yeah.
I was little.
so would you think it would be easier to survive in Canada or say South America?
Honestly, I think Canada.
Okay, and why is that?
Well, okay. Are we talking during the summer? Are we talking a full year, or are we
Well, that's-
talking the winter? Because that's a big factor.
Well, let's hear both.
Well, I think like the winter would be really hard to survive in Canada.
Okay.
But in South America, the stories of people falling out of plane. There's a person that fell out of a plane and survived, and there's a story of a person who got lost in the Amazon, and 2 of them died, 2 of them survived. But like, you have malaria, you have jungle fever, you're always wet, and there's snakes and scorpions and spiders. And Canada is actually really low on natural predators. Like if you can avoid the bears and the wolves,
Yeah.
pretty much nothing else is gonna like take
Yeah.
you alive. But like in the Amazon, and we have a lot more clean water. I think that's the biggest factor. So I would take surviving in Canada over surviving
Yeah.
in South America,
As long as you get enough time.
as long as
for
you have
the
enough
winter.
time before the winter. Because
Yeah.
once it's cold and it's winter, like you're gonna struggle to find food.
If you drop down straight in winter, you're screwed.
Highly,
Highly screwed.
unless you're within like 2 weeks of civilization and you can just
Yeah.
walk it out and find some kind of shelter.
Yeah.
But I guess for the final, like, how long do I think I could survive? I think at least a month.
I mean, even if you don't eat anything, you should
Exactly.
survive a month.
Exactly.
As long as
But,
you
like-
can fend off cold, you're good.
And that's why I think, like, guys like me that got a little extra on them
Mm-hmm.
could maybe survive a little longer, but I don't know.
Corey is not fat, by the way.
No, but I've got a little extra.
Okay, you got a lot of
Not as much as me, but he definitely has more than you.
So Donovan's living longer.
Absolutely.
He's living the longest.
Or I'm getting eaten first.
That's true. That's good. I should be.
But, like, the bears, like, they generally aren't an issue.
Yeah, exactly. I think your biggest one is cold, like weather.
Yeah. Fall through the ice and you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just sleep outside and like
No. Yep.
All right. Is that about do it? You
I
want
mean,
to
that's the
wrap
general
it?
gist of
Yeah.
it.
That's good. It's good. It's good thought. I mean, it woke me up and realized that I need to get some survival stuff down pat before I go on my next flight. But
Tyler's going home and on YouTube.
I'm frightened. I'm shook.
Survival skills.
Exactly.
he's gonna turn into an apocalypse.
No, I'm gonna make my bunker.
There's a word for that. I forget.
I don't know, schizophrenic.
No.
Yeah, I forget. I think, yeah.
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 People
Like
watching.
a doomsday
Yes.
wisher.
Yes.
I don't know.
People
prepper.
watching now.
A prepper. There you go.
Prepper. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like on that a bit, like, what about like, would you keep like, would you at all prep a little more in like for a bad scenario? So like, say war would break out or this or that. Would you be more tendency to prep like that, or like just when you're on an airplane, make sure you have a couple things in your pocket?
You're saying like I probably wouldn't prep either way.
Okay.
I'm not a big think ahead guy.
All right.
I'm more like if whatever happens and they'll figure it out from there. And, you know, that works for most of life,
Yeah.
but there are some issues created
Yeah.
from that. And especially would be an issue in survival.
Interesting.
Turning that question back on you.
I'm a little bit of a prepper.
A bit of a prepper.
Well, then
Not
I'm
a
going to turn
lot.
the question on you, Donovan.
Slight prepping.
But like I've yeah. Like one of the things that I think about sometimes, and it's happened on a very little scale already recently. And that's if for some reason, I don't know what it would take or what it would need to happen, but like say all the banking systems, MasterCard, that type of stuff goes down. What are you left with?
Precious metals.
Cash. Temporary.
Cash, yep.
And so, like, I like to have at least a couple $100 kicking around to know that I could buy a tank of gas and some groceries or whatever, because, like, it probably won't be like an ideal scenario. Like, if everything goes to complete crap, cash is useless too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, what are the chances of that happening?
Exactly.
But like when Rogers went down, there's places you can only pay with cash.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
What would happen if like something like that, but bigger, and for more days, would happen? But maybe the whole world's got it all figured out, and we don't ever have to worry about that.
Hopefully not, but it's possible that happens.
But, or what if would you ever jump country? Like saying like Russia invades Ukraine and you're in Ukraine, like what would it take you to leave?
Pretty much that.
I'm leaving as soon as I hear about invasion, man. If there's any hope of getting out of there, I'm dipping.
And like, how are you doing that?
Running. No, like, I don't know. I got a car. I can hop in my car and go drive, right? Sure.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's not a question you can answer until it really
okay.
happens.
And so it's now, but we're here in Canada.
Yeah.
So who's the Russia?
U.S.
Okay, and where are you driving?
North.
Straight off the ice. I don't know, to Greenland? Does
North
anyone live in
Pole.
Greenland?
A couple people.
Still some Vikings up there? I don't know, man.
I would just go north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they can find me, they'll go.
Yeah, actually,
then
that's
they can
true.
kill me.
That's true. Like, there's so much open space up north. You can probably find somewhere to hide out. Maybe.
And then you'd have to find your own food again.
Yeah. No, that'd be
But you
that.
could go with a little bit more preparation.
I would go with
Yep.
some other people too, some more wise people.
Taking
yeah.
Donovan along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could try to be the brawn of the operation. Just get me to lift things or something.
She's like, I got a car. You want to hop in?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. All right. And on to the question I have for you for the food for thought part of the episode, and that is, if you guys could start a food business or restaurant, what kind of business are you starting?
Him or me first?
We'll do Corey first for fun.
Oh, I wasn't even aware I was going to answer this question. but
I didn't tell.
That's fine.
Oh, true. I didn't
I'll
tell you guys.
answer
Yeah.
it,
Okay. Go
or
ahead.
I'll
go ahead.
try.
Yep.
There's so many. I think even like just an ice cream truck would be fun.
Yep.
Because I love ice cream. And so that would be. Another thing is like a really high-end steakhouse.
Right.
And with a view.
It needs to have a
so
view.
like the CN Tower.
Better. So, like, kind of one of the wild thoughts I've had already is, you know what the Niagara Escarpment looks like, right?
Yep.
What about having a steakhouse that, like, is somehow kind of mounted into the side of it?
The
Be
cliffside.
nice.
Cliffside, over the Georgian Bay or whatever. And you got, like... So you'd come in and then maybe you'd have like multiple like different levels kind of, and then like everyone's got like a
Little
Got a good
cove.
view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can get really crazy with how you'd all do things. Like you could do a bit of a glass floor in some spots. You could all kinds of things.
I like it.
So
I like it. It's a good idea.
another thought,
I
but
mean, that's pretty fancy.
yeah, and good luck
Awesome.
getting that done with all the conservation areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of laws they got going on there, but probably not being able to get that approved.
Mine's a lot more logically based.
Well, I mean, I started with ice cream truck.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, I will give you that.
Yeah.
I was saying my first thought off the top of my head, which I think I've told you this before,
I think you have.
is I think this area really could use an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet.
Interesting.
So I would just have like 5 types of pizzas, 2 or 3 types of sweet pizzas, and a something of the day and a salad bar.
So does Pizza Hut not do that?
They used to, they no longer do.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wasn't
And there was a
aware of
place in North Carolina where we lived that had a killer all-you-can-eat pizza place, and it was always completely packed full.
that. Yeah.
And I think a place like Millbank, that is a bigger town than Linwood, but doesn't have a pizza place, and you offer like slices and takeout pizza for the workers and for people to just take home. But like people pay a lot of money for an all-you-can-eat, and pizza is not expensive.
Yeah.
And it would be a good time.
I think pizza is the most bang for your buck if you're selling it. What I mean is budget. Whatever that word.
Budget-friendly
budget
food.
friendly. I don't. Whatever that. I'm trying to the cost is low
Cost
for how much
effective.
how cost effective. Yeah. So all you can eat makes sense. I mean, I've only ever been to one in the U.S. and it was like $7 for all you can eat pizza.
Yeah.
Which
and my
seven
one
American,
coworker is the only person I know who can eat 2 larges, so we'll keep it down from there.
Yeah.
Per average person.
Exactly. Like it's not like the average person is going to be eating enough pizza, or you set the cost the right amount,
Yeah.
right?
And like people eat 4, 6, 8 slices,
Mm-hmm.
because it's all you can eat, so they're going to eat more than they should. And then you always have like sweet pizza. People love sweet pizza, and it's even cheaper because it's just literally cinnamon, sugar, and butter.
Yep.
And everybody
little
feels
chocolate.
most people feel slightly guilty, so they have a bit of salad,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kick them out the door.
Yeah.
I
Not a
like
bad
it.
idea.
I'd come.
I would too.
You dabble?
Definitely. I would dabble. I would love for you to start this thing within the next 5 months if you can, but we'll see what you can do.
Break any diets you've ever been
Yeah,
on.
exactly. My little idea is just a good old fashioned diner. You know, something that looks like they did back in the day with the old booths, you know, and it would make good old diner food.
Neon.
Neon. Oh, absolutely. Get the
Yeah.
neon going. Because I feel like I don't know of any of those around here. Do either of you?
Not really.
I feel like there used to be one in Kitchener, but it closed down. So
Denny's is the closest you get to an old-fashioned diner nowadays.
right, which isn't ideal.
I think like A&W used to try to have that vibe,
Probably.
but
But-
like it's kind of strayed from that.
Do you really want to eat at A&W? Do you like A&W?
I don't
mean-
mind it. They do lettuce
Oh,
wrap
right, you
burgers,
said you did lettuce
Yeah.
wraps.
and their
lettuce
onion
wrap.
rings are the best onion rings you'll ever have. Fight me.
I don't care about onion rings at all, so I'm not willing to fight. But yeah, I guess. I think A&W's.
I have very little feelings towards A&W, pro or against. They
I'm
just
against it.
Are.
But like, I think their vibe was supposed to kind of be retro, but I don't feel like it's hitting the mark.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
In Owen Sound, beside the theater, there's a like old style diner.
Oh, is there? Okay. All right. I'll have to go. We'll go check it out then. We're making these businesses. 12 of them going in a year. Check back with you to see how profitable they are. That was the whole. You guys didn't know that was part of the plan.
Okay, your
yeah.
podcast is investing in these
Yeah,
businesses.
yeah. So I feel like the next thing we need to talk about is your issue or our issue with me and Corey's issue with raisins and your issue with liking them. Because when we mentioned on 2 separate podcasts now, throwing a little shade at raisins, and both
been some
times
slander.
I was thinking about Donovan when I said it, and so now we have him on the podcast, so he can try to kind of back up his point.
I was innocent.
No, Corey wasn't
you
very
weren't.
innocent.
No,
He-
listen. So I didn't know that you were.
he wasn't targeting me,
I
but
wasn't.
he did agree.
Tyler
vehemently.
was like Donovan and was speaking into it. I was just like, I was fighting the raisin people in general, but now it suddenly got a lot personal. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
It's
It's
personal.
still raisin slander, and we won't take that.
Okay, all right. So can you provide your pitch as to what makes raisins a good time in anything,
I mean,
really?
You have the healthy side. Raisins are extremely healthy,
Woo.
which nobody really cares about because it's a snack.
How are they healthy?
Yeah, but like if you're eating them in a cookie,
Raisins have 3 acids that are really good for your teeth. So you will have a cleaner smile. They're good for your heart. They're good for your bones. They're considered one of the healthiest sweet snacks you can have. They're nature's candies.
they're not candy.
enough.
They're just dried
Well,
up.
a half a cup
grapes.
of grapes has about as much sugar as a soda, but it's way healthier. And it's got a lot of fiber, which is apparently good for you or something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Anyways, but a raisin is just really good, and there's so many ways you can eat it. Like, have you had a chocolate covered raisin?
Yeah, no, that's
a
the only.
yogurt
That's
covered
the,
raisin.
I hate yogurt.
Raisins in a little box.
I have had that. But I have had raisins in a
I don't know
little
what the box does, but it makes them taste better.
Okay.
Like with the little.
The little
The
woman.
little
on it.
like sunflower.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
sun made in made in
Yes.
California.
Yes.
I will get on board with all the raisins you've mentioned so far.
All right. Well, we're running out of raisins. You have like plain raisins,
Yeah, that.
and then you have like the 2 best versions of raisins: oatmeal raisin cookies.
Oh boy, here we go.
Which I know is going to be an issue because there's only one person that I know of that agrees with me that oatmeal raisin cookies are just the superior cookie. And,
Over chocolate chip, you're saying?
well,
Or-
see, unpopular opinion, and I know this, I don't really like chocolate.
Yeah.
just in general. So I know people are gonna hate me for that.
As they should.
But like when you bite into like baked oatmeal and there's chocolate chips instead of raisins, that's disappointing. When you bite into like an oatmeal cookie and somebody put chocolate chips in it, that's disappointing. Because like a fresh oatmeal raisin cookie is so much better than a chocolate chip cookie.
I mean, this comes down to taste buds, and one is not
it's just objectively correct.
technically objectively correct, even if you are still wrong. I mean, like, it's just the wrong. Never mind. There's an object truth to it. Never mind. I lied. Like, man,
Favorites over
it's
here.
just so off. It hurts my soul.
But the best way to eat a raisin is warm rice pudding. You put the raisins in once you're done cooking, and they swell back up with like the rice pudding.
Just
like,
put in grapes.
No, but they get like half as big. They're still a little bit wrinkly. And they're just full. Like it basically makes them like they taste like they're full of like sweetened condensed milk.
Lovely. Corey, do you know what rice pudding is?
Well, I assume there's
Costa
rice
Rican
in
rice
it,
pudding.
and like I think I've had it a little or seen it. Kind of what comes to my mind is like rice in like a milky, creamy sort of sauce with a little cinnamon, maybe.
Yeah.
But
American one is way, way, way inferior to the Costa Rican one.
Okay.
So like I should give you some Costa Rican one so you can try it. My mom just came up here and made a fresh batch, so I've been consuming that a lot. But they don't do it with raisins hardly, or they put the raisins on later, which they don't swell up. But I had two people who don't like raisins, vehemently against raisins, who enjoyed those.
I'm very happy for you.
But so I'm just saying.
Then they're only
You
half
guys
raisins.
just have a
though.
bad rap on raisins.
I mean, they deserve it though.
And you just believe the propaganda that chocolate's good.
It is good. So what actually made it so that you don't like chocolate?
It just doesn't taste that great.
Man.
White chocolate's okay, but it hardly tastes like chocolate.
yeah, I think technically it's not a chocolate.
It isn't?
It's made with cacao still, but like a
Okay.
lot less.
Right. I see.
So yeah, no, I don't consume a lot of chocolate because like I can, but like it's like other things that I like that I don't like that everybody else likes. It's just not that great.
Well, I wanted to have you on so that you could defend your point. You know, I feel like that was necessary.
It's healthy. It's better.
It's healthier. It's not better. But the
Like-
health is there.
Like who's going to like?
Somebody
I-
online will agree with me.
Probably. 100%.
Hopefully,
If Corey makes a little reel out of this, there will be some angry comments calling us 5-year-olds again for arguing about taste and people being like, how dare you decide what people like? You're a child. And I'll be like laughing at them. It'll be fun.
so if you went to the cookie buffet,
Yeah.
if anyone went to the cookie buffet,
Yeah.
and there's just cookies upon cookies, like what would make someone be like, oh yeah, a raisin cookie? Like that's the part that I don't understand.
But you guys are like making raisins sound like prunes or something.
They are, though.
No, raisins are good. They're just not supposed to be in baking. That's my
Yeah.
stance. Like I'll have them as a snack. I'll have them covered in chocolate, but like in anything that's baked, but like that rice pudding thing, I can't speak into that because I haven't had it. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't sound right because okay, you're putting rice in a dessert. Like that sounds funny already. And then you put raisins in it,
Well, just open up your perspectives.
which
I'll
is
try
like
everything once.
is something I've been thinking about. Is food that we grow up with. Because when I was dishing, this is what was on my mind when Tyler said we're going to talk about raisins. I'm like, hopefully I didn't offend Donovan. When I said people that like raisins in their baking, they weren't raised right. Or something to that
Yeah,
extent.
that's what you said. Yeah.
That is-
Yeah.
I liked it.
He thinks I wasn't raised right. We get it.
And he was right. He was right.
So, with kind of that, like thinking about that, is what are all the funny foods that we consume that if we weren't raised with it and someone explained it to us, wouldn't we like?
Well, I got a bunch of those that you guys would hate. So you take rice, you add beans,
It's always rice.
and then you take sour milk and you put it on top and eat it like a cereal.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
But like something
We do that in Costa Rica.
the something that I was thinking about was like yogurt.
Mhm.
Like that sounds kind of disgusting if
It
you
is.
like break it down. I know that you think it is, but like most people eat and enjoy yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you break that down, like what is that? Like it's kind of sour milk
Yeah.
with fruit mixed in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes down to, I guess, what you were forced to eat as a child.
And so that's where my like being raised wrong kind of comment comes from.
So did your mom actually just do raisins in her cooking a lot when you were a kid?
No, only in my part. 'Cause
Oh.
The other rest of my family is weird and they like chocolate.
Oh, they're all normal. Okay, yeah.
So
Fair
then
enough.
Well, but as my mother says, el chancho con lo que lo crecen.
Mhm.
The pig with what he's raised.
I see.
Basically, with what you're raised is what you're going to like.
Mhm.
You know, she was raised on tortillas and milk, and she loves tortillas and milk. And
That's good. She likes milk.
my dad was raised on coffee on toast, and she likes coffee on toast.
hmm
And I was raised on raisins, and I quite enjoy raisins.
That's great. You got anything else to wrap up that little thing there? Final closing comments you want to say there?
I don't know. He hasn't convinced me.
Yeah, no.
But like he
We're
could have
not
brought
convinced.
a sampler.
Yeah, you
Well,
could
I
have.
forgot to, and Tyler would not have eaten it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay.
You know, no, he should because I'm
the
pretty
rice
sure.
pudding I wouldn't have wanted to eat.
Oh no,
That's
yeah.
what he was gonna bring.
You were tell in the
And I was going to
previous.
bring Corey cricket crackers, but maybe he wouldn't have eaten those.
What are they?
Crackers made out of crickets.
Interesting. I'd probably do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're not crazy. Like,
I
you
made
can eat them,
Tyler
they're
eat
fine.
one.
Yeah.
I had two.
So, because like I've had seaweed things.
Oh, but that's different.
It's different.
That's just sushi.
No, it tasted. It was like it was dry.
Yeah, but seaweed tastes good.
No, it
how,
tasted
how,
like
how is
seaweed.
seaweed the same as cricket here? Corey?
Yeah.
It's
One's a
probably
plant.
tastes weird.
One's a plant and one jumps around and
Yeah,
crickets.
this is different. This is different, but
No,
it's okay.
Where my mind was going is it probably
down the same
tastes
path.
weird, and I don't normally eat it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in that way, it's the same. That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Raisins, chocolate chips. We should maybe throw a poll up somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. But you're telling me if you had like a fresh oatmeal raisin cookie and like a soft, soggy, fresh chocolate chip cookie, I don't know, they're all soft. You would eat the chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, hands down. That's not even.
This isn't even how are you surprised
I'd
by
go to
that?
the-
Disappointed
if there
in
was
both
a
of you.
raisin oatmeal cookie fresh on the counter, I'd walk to the cupboard and get an oatmeal or
A stale.
Oreo cookie out of the cupboard
Oh,
and eat it.
100%.
Wait, actually?
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you not like oatmeal or just don't like raisins that much?
Raisins in like baking.
No, it's bad. Like
You're the guy who doesn't like fruit in cooking,
that's correct.
so like your opinions don't count.
Wow, that doesn't mean anything. Come
That's
on,
it.
now.
Corey still got a little bit more of validity here, but you know,
It's not fair.
he's starting to fall by the wayside.
I was thinking, like, as I was driving home today, I was thinking about that again. Tyler not liking any fruit and anything.
I was a very
And I was-
picky child. All right.
And I was like, man, that's like, I don't think you belong in this county at all.
Okay, in the county, I
Yeah.
gotta switch
No,
counties.
no fruit pie in Waterloo County. Like, get
Yeah.
out of here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll move as soon as I can. I'll get out of here for you. I'll get
My
out of here.
only excuse, not excuse because I'm right, but
Yeah.
my reasoning behind this is I probably have had a way bigger range of foods and been forced to have a lot more cultures of food than either of you, or maybe even both of you combined.
He's way more cultured than us.
No, he is.
Not cultured. I've just had a lot more foods.
He has, but that doesn't make him right. That's what I'm holding on to. Anyway.
Tyler, here's the thing.
I'm just the old stubborn man that doesn't want to change his ways.
You're not right either.
No?
No.
Come on now.
Or right about what?
The raisin part.
No, but like, what about it?
That they're bad.
No, you're like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. We can let you have that.
All right, sounds
More
good.
for me.
Yes. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, Donovan. What the ending thing here we're looking for from you is what's a quote that you can share with everyone?
Oh, well, one I thought of recently, an instructor told me was, a good landing is one you walk away from. A great landing is one where you can use the plane again.
That's
Yep.
for all you pilots out there. Wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the TC Plus Show, episode number 4, and hope you guys enjoyed.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir.